Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. This is for the 21st to the 27th of March 2022. So I'm going to talk about the astrology and then I'm going to go to the pick a card section. And if you're new to the channel, it's basically where you pick based on your astrological sun, moon or rising signs element. So I'll start with fire this week, then air, earth and water. So the timestamps will be under the video if you want to skip past the astrology, but if you're interested in astrology, you probably want to listen to it also because I do give tips and advice for different signs and what to expect in the coming week. So big news this week is we go into Aries season from today. So today it's Monday here in Australia, so we're already into, the sun's already moved into Aries. So Aries season is big news because it's on the equinox and it's the beginning of the astrological new year. So what that means symbolically is it is a fresh start, this new energy. So what I would say about this energy, if there's something in your life that's changing, if there's something in your life that's shifting, if something's leaving your life or something new is coming into your life, go with the flow of these changes. It is a time of change. And obviously it's a change with the seasons as well. And, you know, there's other significant energies with regards to all of what's going on as well. But astrologically, Aries is the beginning point and it's a brand new start. So utilize this energy to see where you want to have a new start in your life. If you know your astrology chart, you can look at where the sun in Aries is transiting through what house. So, you know, if you know your chart, look at where Aries is, what house Aries is, and where the beginning of Aries is for you personally. What else this week? It's interesting though, because I did note that there might be for a lot of people some kind of letting go energy because of when we start this astrological new year with the sun in Aries. The moon's actually in Scorpio, Libra Scorpio, but it's actually in Scorpio today. So the moon's actually in fall in Scorpio, and this can actually signify something leaving your life that feels a little bit heavy or a little bit difficult, okay, emotionally. Scorpio moon, I don't usually talk about the moon unless it's a new moon or a full moon on these readings, but I did notice that and I thought, well, it's very significant because it's connected to the equinox and the start of the astrological new year. So with the moon being in fall in Scorpio at the time of this, there might be something painful coming up, okay? So if you do feel that, just surrender to the emotions and allow it to sort of be processed. Don't try to sort of hide away from your emotions, which can be a tendency for people with Scorpio moon to sort of tend to suppress or hide from what is bubbling up deep within them. So, you know, processing any kind of difficult emotions or any kind of intense emotions can actually help you to have a new beginning by letting go and surrendering what's not working or what's difficult, or, you know, in the sense where you know you have to let go, or something toxic as well can be. It's interesting because a few people that I know seem to be going through this difficult letting go or having to, or sort of feeling forced to let go of something emotional at this time as well. I have noticed that with a few people I know. Obviously not everyone, but it's just a theme that I've noticed. Okay, so this week Saturn, I'll just mention this, will be on 21 degrees of Aquarius. So if you have anything around, you know, if you're Sun 21 degrees of Aquarius, or if you have anything in your chart that's prominent around 21 degrees of a fixed sign, so Scorpio, Taurus, Leo as well, this can be a bit heavy on you with Saturn being, you know, around that degree. If you have your personal Saturn in your chart around 21 degrees of Aquarius, this is your Saturn return time, which is a big time of learning for you. So there's that going on. I mean, that's just a background thing, just mentioning for those that are affected. Just generally, also Mercury gets to 29 degrees of Pisces this coming Sunday, so at the end of this week. And usually, you know, when there's that anaretic degree, I always talk about that. When something gets to an anaretic degree, it kind of intensifies that sort of energy. So it might intensify confusion for some people, especially if you have anything late degrees of Gemini or Sagittarius or Virgo. But it can be an energy where it's good to put your focus into creative things this week, because with Mercury in Pisces, our mind is very intuitive and connected to creativity, music, very free-flowing ideas, and more intuitive rather than straight logic. Or, you know, you might feel there's a bit of a difficulty in focusing on very dry, factual things this week because of that Mercury getting to that late degree of Pisces. But then obviously next week it goes into Aries, so that's a big shift and I'll talk about that next week. The other thing that's happening this week is the build-up of the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction. So it's not exact this week, but it starts to get close. So this week, Jupiter will be 20 degrees of Pisces and Neptune's on 23 degrees of Pisces. So it is conjunct this week. It's just not exact like it will be next week. This energy is pretty rare. It doesn't happen very often. You know, again, look at what house you have Pisces in your chart to see where this is happening. Watch out for overdoing things, being too sort of all in on something when you're not sure of the reality of a situation, because with Jupiter in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces conjunct, we can get very swept up in something, and then later we might be like, oh, that I was just caught up in that. Like it may not be as grounded and as real as you might be hoping. It can be a very romantic and creative energy, a very spiritual energy. It can also help you get very in tune with your intuition and a connection with the divine. It is a good week to do, or a good couple of weeks to do creative work, because you'll be very inspired. So I would say with this energy, on the positive, follow your inspiration. Follow the energy that feels positive and good to you, not anything that feels lower vibration or that you feel like you have to force or, you know, really kind of work super hard on, that just kind of feels like it's heavy. This is an energy to tap into a higher frequency, the divine energies, you know, something that's beautiful, something that's uplifting and inspirational. So definitely a good time to tap into some kind of higher consciousness, to connect with others in a profound way, to experience some kind of creative surge or creative inspiration. You might have something happen this next 2 weeks that really actually helps boost you in the future with some creative ideas or you know, creative stimulation, something like that. But be careful what you invest in this week. And if you know your astrology chart, look to where you have the transiting Jupiter and Saturn in Pisces, not Jupiter and Saturn, Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, because that's where you know you have to be just a little bit cautious, because you might have all these feelings and all these feels about it, but then you're like, is there a reality here? And that's the question when there's so much Piscean energy. This can also relate to some kind of strange weather anomalies to do with flooding, because, or, you know, some people might have, if it's in your 4th house, say you might have leaks in your house, or a pipe leak, or, you know, water spillage or something, you know, water running over, something like that, if it's in your 4th house of home life, just as an example. It could manifest in so many different ways, but it is a bit of a over the top, emotional, kind of spiritual, yes, spiritual energy. But again, it's very dependent on the individual's chart, so I won't go too much into that. But I think globally it could indicate some strange weather phenomenon, potentially storms, rain, strange sudden weather potentially. Okay, and then next week we've got Mercury into Aries, as I mentioned before, and a new moon in Aries on the 1st of April. That's next week. Saturn squaring the nodes and Sun and Chiron conjunct in Aries. So there's actually a lot going on next week as well. But that's it for the main stuff this week that I wanted to mention. Let's look at the cards. Okay, so I'm going to do fire signs this week since it's Aries season and all. So let's look for Aries, Leo, Sag. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sag. What are the energies for the fire signs this week? That's unbelievable. The Ace of Wands, which is fire, and the Ace of Wands. It's unfortunate I actually chose this deck because it doesn't convey the fieriness, but that's okay. Anyone that knows the tarot knows this is a very fiery energy. And it relates to new beginnings, which is all what I was talking about before. We're in Aries season, the equinox. It's astrological new year. This is a great card for the fire signs. This is talking about a new beginning, a fresh start, feeling passionate, new energy, something beginning, something new that's beginning, that's very creative, passionate, can be chemistry. Let's look at what else goes with that. I'm going to do another card, of course, so I'm going to do 2 tarot cards. Fire signs, what else is with the Ace of Wands, or what are we looking at here? Oh, this one's flipped. 4 of Cups. There may be something disappointing, but it's actually leading you to a new beginning. So I feel like that's quite good. So whatever didn't work out for you fire signs, don't worry too much, because there's something new being birthed here. It's a rebirth energy for you. I actually really love that. This is like something that either you didn't sort of take up, that was maybe offered to you and you were like, I'm not sure about that, you know, I'm kind of hesitant about that, or someone else was reacting that way towards you. But then with this card, it's like there's a chance to start something new. So something that didn't work out was actually for the best, because there's something else happening here that's giving you a new beginning. Oh, cards literally jumping out. Okay, we have Observer here. It's 49. Okay, so that's a 4. And it's actually a fox. I was just looking at the card. A fox with a little, I don't know, like a little telescope type thing, looking at the moon and the stars. Okay, so you might be looking into astrology this week if you're a fire sign, or you might be paying attention to the astrology, especially if you're an Aries. Observing, interesting. So it's kind of contradictory energy in one way, because we have this observing, but then we have this action. So it might be that you're waiting for the right time to pounce on something. Fire signs this week is what I'm seeing here, or waiting for the right moment to take action, waiting for something to happen so you can go forward, being in the flow. I'm in the flow of the universe. Wow, so it is encouraging you here. Sorry, I've got to check that my camera's right. Yep, all good, I think. Hang on, I'll move that down a bit. Yeah, sorry, it's hard to see sometimes. All right, there we go. Being in the flow of positive changes, yeah, it's like you might have wanted something to work out, it didn't, and then yet something new comes up for you. So it's like not sort of getting too emotionally invested in change that's around you this week, but just kind of watching and waiting for the right moment to go with the flow of some kind of new beginning. I think it's quite positive is what I'm feeling. Let's see what else. Pluto, Taurus, and the 9th house. You might be thinking about travel. You might be thinking about your beliefs and what you value in terms of your belief system. Definitely something about travel for some fire signs, or planning travel, thinking about travel, like your next destination that you want to go to, maybe something in the future. You might be feeling a little bit like edgy, like you need change, you want to explore life, and you kind of feel a bit, there could be a bit of frustration of like, I want to get out there, I want to do more, is what I'm feeling with the Pluto Taurus energy in the 9th house. I feel like it's saying, you know, you will get the chance with the Ace of Wands, but you just need to trust in the flow and not be too controlling with the Pluto Taurus energy. It's like not being too controlling about kind of what's going on, because you might feel like pushing things with all this fiery energy coming in with Aries season. You might feel like pushing things or really jumping into something, but there's this energy of like, you know what, just be in the flow, everything is working out in divine order. Watch for when your opportunity comes up and then go for it. That's what I'm getting for you guys this week. Interesting. Okay, so who's next? Air signs. All right, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. What's the energy for this week? Oh gosh. Okay, this one's wanting to come out, obviously. The 4 of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to get another card to go with that. Oh, hang on. That one was popping out. Queen of Swords. Ooh, okay. Right, so the 4 of Pentacles tends to be an energy where we're sort of holding back, or we're holding on to what we've got or what we know, wanting security. And the Queen of Swords is an energy of blocking things sometimes. So someone might be trying to reach out to you and you're like, you know what, no, like I don't want to risk my emotions at this time because I feel too raw or too hurt from something that happened not long ago. So I feel like your emotions are guarded, and even your mind is guarded with the Queen of Swords. It's like when someone is maybe even trying to take advantage of your open-mindedness or your openness, and you're like, no, I need to guard my emotions this week. That's the feeling that I'm getting here. That's a good card, Milk and Honey. Wow. So it's 51, which is 6. So this is 6 is about, you know, health, routine, responsibility, the details of your life, diet and things like that, like looking after your health. But it's also, this card's actually an amazing card. It's talking about something good coming your way soon. So maybe don't block things too much, but I think what I'm getting here is that there's someone specifically that you're trying to kind of shield yourself from. And that's a good thing, because there's something else positive here wanting to come in. Let's see what else for the air signs. Planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of your soul. Well, that really relates to this beautiful card here. So there's obviously something good in the works for you, and you may be able to sense it. You may be able to sense, like right now, in front of my face right now, there's nothing that's really happening that's so amazing, but there's something that's that's on the boil is what I'm feeling, or something that where it could be more where you don't realize the seed has been planted in some way and there's something good coming out of that for you. Let's look at the astro dice. Gemini. Love it. Gemini sun. Special message for the Gemini sun people. And how funny, 6 came out twice. I love the synchronicity of what happens with these cards. So amazing. 51, which adds to 6, and 6. See that? So there you go. Very strong emphasis on work, health, routine, diet, and yeah, not overindulging too much this week, even though you might feel like it. Sun in Gemini. So if there are Geminis watching, some kind of special message for the Gemini sun people, or you might be dealing with a Gemini sun if you're not a Gemini yourself. Let me see what else I'm getting from this. Something about nervous energy. It's a little bit of a highly strung energy. There's a lot of mercurial kind of energy here with the 6th house, which is ruled by Mercury, and Gemini also ruled by Mercury. Queen of Swords, very air element as well. So it's just funny, it all comes up for the air signs. Maybe keep yourself grounded this week. I really like this vibe here with nature. It's very peaceful. You might feel that you're very much in your head, overthinking things. So if you can get out in nature and just put your feet on the grass or spend time with friends outdoors, it might be nice for you. Or just go for a walk. You know, if you're feeling like you're overthinking things and you're worrying about things, get outside, go for a walk. That could be quite good for you. Obviously depends, you know, where you are, what the weather's like, of course. Okay, so I'm up to earth signs now. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Look at that one. It was just literally King of Swords. You might be dealing with an air sign male. Kind of a bold energy there. A bit dark, I feel. As soon as I said that, a bit dark, then we have all that glitters with the mask. So there could be a situation for some of the earth signs. Look, this is not for everybody. This is going to be for some earth signs where there might be someone around you, a male air sign, who they might, you know, you might have an attraction to them, but there's something with them that's a bit off. Sorry to be so blunt, but all that glitters shows that the person is wearing a mask of the false self, of the ego self, you know, and it looks all shiny and glamorous on the outside, but if you were to take the mask off and see their real self, it wouldn't be a pretty sight, unfortunately. That's what I'm getting. I'm going to see if there's any other messages for other people with these two. And I do have to get another tarot card. That's interesting that I forgot that and I went to the other oracle deck first. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, interesting. So, okay, part 1 of the earth signs message for some of the earth signs is this person is a lot of work, or giving you a lot of work, or feels like it's a lot of work. Like there's this feeling like they don't understand you and they've got this false mask on, so they're not really in touch with who they really are in a deeper sense. It's like they're just on a superficial level is what I'm getting. And it's like you've been trying to dig or understand on a deeper level, but you just can't get there because they're not able to access that themselves. 6 and 1 is 7, which is spiritual work. They may think they're doing the spiritual work, but they're actually not, is what I'm saying here. So I'm just going to see if there's any other messages for others out there who that message wouldn't relate to. Okay, for others, there might be for other earth signs, there might be a job opportunity that comes up this week, but just really look into the details of it. So if you get invited to an interview, say for example, or a telephone interview or a Zoom interview or something, make sure you ask questions about the hours, what's expected of you with the job, because there's something here that's not being revealed, and I feel like it's one of those things where you don't want to find out once you've accepted the job and you're like, I didn't know that I have to work weekends, like no one told me that, you know, that kind of thing is what I'm getting. There's something that's hidden. Definitely a job for some people. There could also be someone that you're dealing with in the workplace that's an air sign or air sign male, I feel more likely, but it could be a female for some, where there's some kind of deception or some kind of energy that just is a bit off with someone, and you just need to kind of focus on the work and not get caught up in cliques or weird energies to do with work, people, gossip, anything like that. Things that people are saying, maybe even online, it could be. That's what I'm getting for that. All right, one last card for the earth signs. And if that message didn't resonate, if you're an earth sun, check your, you know, moon or rising sign. Interesting, look at that. Totally relates. This is about deception. This is talking about dwelling in truth. Like, I just love the way it tells a story. It's so amazing. That's why I love my work. All right. So dwelling in truth, it says, I stand in the light of truth. Yep. So, you know, you are earth signs. You know, we're often in tune with the truth, with the grounded truth. You know, we can sense that. And if someone's not real, we can sense that. There's definitely something here about either a person that you're working with or someone else around you who's being fake or false, or who is trying to you know, they could be not trying to actively deceive, though some people might. This, you know, it's different for everyone. These are general readings, I always say. But there's some kind of need to strip back the illusion and look at what someone's behavior is, rather than what they think of themselves or what they're trying to tell you or tell themselves. Look at the person's behavior over time. That's a very earthy thing to do, to look at someone's behavior over time, to observe that and know, you know, regardless of what someone says, their behavior is what speaks the truth. And this is what I'm getting. So you might be doing some psychological digging. You might be getting some clarity with the Ace of Swords. That's definitely a card of clarity. Just go check the time. Okay, 20 minutes in. Yeah, so kind of some deep perceiving going on, I feel. Let's see what the Gemini, you might be dealing with a Gemini first house, or it could be talking about a Gemini. Pluto again. Oh gosh. So you're really seeing through someone's falsehood here. Pluto first house is about someone trying to project an identity that, and they may not even be consciously like trying to do this so much. It might just be something that they're used to, that is like this illusion, or that is dual, that, you know, they have very much two different sides to them, where they might act a certain way, but deep down they're, you know, maybe not a very nice person, but they seem attractive and charming. You know, that's the kind of energy I'm picking up on here. Pluto is also about seeing through illusion, again, you know, with this card. And the first house is to do with identity and how someone, you know, moves through the world. So just going to see if there's any other messages. Some of you may get a profound communication or profound realization this week. That's something that you've been thinking about, or something that you're waiting to hear back about. There's a profound communication this week. It could be, if it's not a communication, as I said, a realization that's quite deep, or if it is a communication, it could be a bit heavy, or it could be a bit deep, or a bit serious. Or you may make a decision that's about your life path that cuts out a duality that's been going on in your life. Wow, deep messages for the earth signs. Okay, and lastly, the water signs. So this is for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Queen of Wands, so fire sign female, Leo, Sag, or Aries. Queen of Wands. If this is your energy, this is feeling very focused this week on your passions, on business, on getting out and about, on doing you, you know, being proud of yourself. Sorry, there's too many cards. That was like several cards all together. I just want one. Here we go. King of Wands. Oh wow, we have counterparts here. That's nice. So interesting. So you might be something here about a relationship or a connection with someone where you feel that there's some kind of depth to the connection, some kind of harmony. It's too many, but that one's jumping out. Wow, new life. How about that with the Aries season, the beginning of the astrological new year? We have a lot of cards for most of the groups that are, or a couple of them, they're about new starts. So 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 3, which is about communication and creativity. Wow, so there might, for some people, you might be, look, this, again, general readings, might be one person out there, but someone out there may be talking about having a family, or wanting to have a family, or have a baby, or if it's not that, having some kind of new beginning within your home life, moving home, getting a pet, something new with this. It's quite strong. Or, you know, you might be deciding with a partner or within a partnership to collaborate on something. Emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace. Nice. So you might be quite excited about something new, I feel, water signs, but just also it's saying go with the flow. It's interesting how she's laying by the water, and we have the fish there, the lotus in the water there. But she's also taking time, feeling excited, but taking time to process and think about what you really want, how you're going to go forward with what you want. So it's like letting your intuition come forward and guide you with something new. Neptune, yes, see, the water rules Pisces, which is so weird with the fish there. Neptune rules Pisces, we have the little fish there, the water. So yeah, trusting your intuition is going to be very important for the water signs. Obviously, as water signs, you are most of the time in tune with your intuition, so really important this week. Taurus, and second house. Wow. For some of you, it's a project, or it's a new business, or it's a creative business, or a new idea that is related to earning money from something that you're passionate about with Taurus, or that you have a creative aspect with. Could be new money ideas coming to you, or some kind of flow of money coming in. For some, it could be unexpected money. It could be money through healing work as well, for some. But working with someone who, so we have the male-female counterpart here. So it could be working with someone, you know, it could be anyone. It could be a partner, or it could be a family member. But it could be somebody that's helping you with something that you want to do, or that you need to do. And it might even involve someone helping you with finances for some people, okay? So that was a reading this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.